Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having an absolutely fantastic day. We are back again with Hard West 2, a new experience from developer Ice Code Games. I was able to finish this last weekend, so let's dive into my thoughts, starting with what I liked. This game has a huge fun factor. I didn't always like the game, but I was never bored. Combat is a blast to play, the progression system is engaging, the party members are interesting, and the grim setting fits this game perfectly. It took me around 25 hours to finish this game, and I never felt like it dragged or overstayed its welcome. In combat, you are given 3 action points to use every turn. There are no attacks of opportunity, so you can move around at just about anywhere on the immediate map freely. Each character gets 2 consumable slots that can be filled with medicinal items or explosives, and it costs 1 AP to use them. Every character also gets 2 slots for guns or melee weapons. Melee weapons do less damage, but only cost 1 AP, while guns cost 2 AP until you get later in the game and can purchase expensive 1 AP firearms that have a cooldown every time they are used. Killing an enemy triggers bravado, which refills all of your action points. You can repeat this an infinite amount of times during a round. This adds a very strategic layer to combat, where you plan out your moves to take out as many enemies as possible every single round. Even grunt level enemies hit for a ton of damage, so it becomes really important not to have entire groups freely unloading on your party. Adding another layer to combat and character progression is the card system. Throughout the game, you will unlock new cards after missions. You can go into a party member's character sheet and assign them 5 cards out of your available list. These cards are treated as a poker hand, and the higher value you have, the more traits for that character you will unlock. Traits are what makes each character unique, as no 2 members have the same list. Some party members excel with shotguns, others in melee damage, and some gain new abilities as their health decreases. It's a super fun and engaging system to determine which characters fit your playstyle the most and ensure they are getting the best cards. Prior to every combat encounter, you are allowed to select which members you want to use and how their cards should be set up. From a story standpoint, Gil is the leader of the group, but in practice you do not have to use him, and therefore your main team might not actually include him. I think it's also worth noting that combat situations are always purposeful. There are no random encounters whatsoever in this game, so every time you are in a fight, there is a very specific objective, and you never feel like the game is wasting your time with nonsense low-level mobs. All of these scenarios also come with side objectives that are revealed as you progress through the level. These can be detours for specific objects, kills completed in a certain way, or a round limit you have to meet to unlock specific rewards. You guys know I love it when a game respects my time, and I think Hard West 2 does a great job of this. Circling back to the companions, they are a great addition to the experience. Each of them have unique mechanics, personalities, and backgrounds. At some points in the game, multiple companions will chime in to say a situation should be handled in a certain way. By selecting their dialogue option, your loyalty meter with that character will increase. Increased loyalty unlocks additional traits and conversation options while camping. These conversations will oftentimes very interesting and provide additional background for characters you have grown to like. There are limitations with this system that we will discuss later, but overall I liked it quite a bit. Finally, I experienced no technical issues playing this game. No bugs or crashes. There are more load screens than what I would like to see, but I didn't experience the significantly longer load times that I've seen reported on other channels, so it's possible some launch issues have already been patched. There are a couple of things in this game I am neutral on. The main story is just serviceable. Gil loses a poker challenge against Maman, who seems to be the game's version of the devil. In the process, he and most of your party members lose their souls and spend the rest of the game trying to figure out how to kill the devil and get their souls back. The game doesn't really explain who or what Maman is, and the story is mainly used as a vehicle to keep you chugging along. As far as I know, there are not multiple endings, and certainly no major decisions that change the course of the game. I put this in the neutral section because even though I prefer stories that give me some measure of control, all games don't have to be that way. The lack of a strong main plot didn't detract from my enjoyment of the experience. More concerning are some of the balancing issues in this game. There are a couple of sections where a chapter ends and you are forced into back to back fights. The player is not warned this will occur, and you do not automatically heal after an encounter. It wasn't a big deal for me since I had already seen a review and knew to heal up at the end of chapter ending missions. But if you went in completely fresh, the difficulty of those back to back encounters would definitely feel cheap. Finally, when you start a new game, the difficulties offered are easy, hard, and nightmare. I am unclear why there isn't a normal option, and personally, I found it annoying. I don't play games for challenges, so usually I just go with normal, because easy always feels like a cop-out. That being said, having the game set on hard makes me feel like I am making the experience more difficult than it needs to be. I'll put this in the neutral section because it might just be a personal thing with me, and I certainly know many players enjoy a more challenging experience even if it feels forced. Quick note before we get into what I didn't like about the game. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you hitting the like button. This information tells me which content the channel is enjoying and helps my videos spread to more people. I really appreciate all of the support. There are three things about this game I didn't like, and admittedly, all of them are rather small. My first issue is that there's no ability to change your armor or the look of your characters in the game. This means you don't really get any damage reduction options, and your characters will look the same way the entire 20+ hour run. There are no alternative costumes in the game. My second issue is that all of the party members have a loyalty meter, but as far as I can tell, you cannot max the loyalty of all party members in a single playthrough. There is nothing in the game that lets you know this. Consequently, I spread my loyalty points evenly across the entire party, and in the end, only one of them was maxed. Out of 5 party members, you could max 3, maybe 4 of them if you already knew how to distribute points just right. I found this very disappointing, as it prevented me from hearing what were probably some really cool dialogue interactions and locked me out of a high-level trait for my favorite party members. My final issue is that the ending is rather lackluster and doesn't really wrap up the main quest. It's basically just a setup for the next DLC or sequel. Again, the main story is not the real draw for this game, so I don't see this as a major problem, but felt it was worth pointing out. Overall, I had a great time with Hard West 2. Fun mechanics, interesting party members, and challenging encounters all combine to create an engaging experience. I look forward to seeing what Ice Cold Games does next. Hope all of you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a like, share this content, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next video. Take care.